What's going on, Facebook? It is Saturday, and that means it's time for the Saturday morning meeting. What is up, Matt Johnson? Facebook, go find my people and drop them on in here. And boom, Matty Johnson, Gary Pollard, Dylan, nice to see you, Toyota Joe. It is time. It is Saturday, and you know what time it is. Saturdays are time for Saturday morning meeting with Shawn Hayes. And we're going to have a good one today. It's going to be something different today. We're going to talk about used cars. Yes, a lot of you guys are used cars salesmen. A lot of you sell new and used. So we're going to have a great meeting today on my theories on used cars. If you sell a lot, I promise you, if you listen to this, you're going to sell more. So we're going to walk back here to our meeting area. I hope everybody has a great Saturday, but we're going to talk real quick about Jonathan Dawson. Yes, Jonathan Dawson is going to be on my Sales Hustler Spotlight next Tuesday at 5:30. We're going to sit down with him and talk about Sellcology and how he came up with that name, how he got into the sales training business. I think it's going to be valuable because we have been talking to salesmen across the country. We have been talking to GMs across the country, sales managers. The only ones we have not talked to yet is trainers. And Jonathan's going to be a great one. He has a lot of knowledge. I don't call all trainers trainers. Some trainers are teachers. And I believe Jonathan is a teacher. And I love teachers because they understand everything. They can relay it to you the right way. Some trainers just train. Some trainers teach. And I think Jonathan is a great teacher. We're going to have a great time sitting down, hearing his life in and out of the car business, hearing how he got to where he is, started his company, how he came up with the name Sellcology. All this stuff's going to be interesting next Tuesday at 5:30. Hope y'all join in. For those of you coming in here right now, we have a lot of people that have been watching my videos lately. I mean, I'm getting probably 30 to 40 requests a day for people to joined our friend network, and I appreciate that. We've already racked up 3,500 salesman friends, it seems like, in 9 months, which is an extreme amount. It must mean that we're talking about some cool stuff. I want to urge all of you, if you want to grow your business and get better in your business, okay, there's a lot more of me over in Sales Hustlers. Get your butt over to Sales Hustlers, because people are talking about this all across the Facebook land. People are growing their business. They're real, true salespeople over there helping each other. And they don't want nothing. They just want to grow your business and get you better. You want to sell more cars from social media? You want to sell more in marketplace? You want to get better at video? You want to do all this stuff? Go over to Sales Hustler. I'm telling you, guarantee you. It's free, and you'll join, and you will thank me for it. I promise you. Now, it is Saturday. So that's what time it is for Saturday morning meeting. And what are we going to talk about today? Well, I've never done a video on used cars, ever. And a lot of us sell used cars and new. Some of us only sell used. So a lot of people request me, Shawn, do I do anything different? Is there any different thing that I need to do when I get a customer on used? I say yes. I'm telling you, the difference between new and used is slightly different. And I put together 9 things here that you need to pay attention to when you get a used car customer. Now, you got to understand, a lot of used car customers are a little different. That some of them come in specifically for a certain car. So what do you do in this sense? It's not like new when they just come in and say, I want to look at a Sonata. I want to look at a Santa Fe. Okay? There's a million of them out here, right? I don't really need to do, well, I do a little things different. I'll just get into it right now. Shawn Hayes here, your car guy, Hyundai of St. Augustine. It's Saturday. And that time for Saturday morning meeting. What am I going to cover today? Used cars. Do you do anything different? How do you sell used cars consistently? All right? How do you have a higher closing percentage on used cars? Well, I'm going to go over my 9 ways right now. Number 1, you got to find their needs. Okay? You got to bring them inside. Okay? Listen to me. Inside. Sit them down at your desk and ask the right questions. What kind of questions is it? Well, we have to narrow their selection down. I got 185 used cars out here. Some of you guys have 500 used cars out there, right? We need to bring them inside and ask the right questions to narrow down their selection. If you take them out on the lot and you show them all these used cars, it's just going to confuse the situation. You got to get them inside. You got to sit them down. You got to get them in an atmosphere that's cool or relaxed. Offer them something to drink. And then we need to ask the skilled questions on how to pick out the right car for them. All right? Find their needs inside by asking the right questions. Okay? And I keep stressing inside. You don't want them out here. You can't find out their needs if you're just walking all around the car lot. Okay? Get them inside. Ask them what their budget is. What were they looking for? An SUV or a car? Do you need a 4-door? You need a 2-door? Do you like light colors, dark colors? Okay? How many miles? What's your budget? These are going to help us sell a car. All right? Number one, find their needs inside by asking the right questions. Number two, you need to use the computer as your friend to narrow down the selection. Some of you guys probably don't want to use the computer. I do. I actually flip the screen around to them. Okay, we're going to do this together. Guys, there's too many used cars. Here's what I tell them. There's too many used cars out here. We have way too many. And if you go out there, all you're going to do is confuse yourself. Why don't you help me help you? Okay, I'm very skilled at what I do. And if you give me all the information, we in this computer can narrow the selection down and probably pick out a few selections that are perfect for you. Perfect for your budget, perfect for your needs. Okay, so I narrow down my selection. I go to my used car inventory, okay, right there on my website. And I select over on the left, at least in our website, I can select things like sedan. All right, I can select my budget, 15 grand and under. Okay, I can put light colors in. I can put engine size, things like that. Anyways, just to make a long story short, I can narrow down the selection. All right. Once I do that, instead of 185 cars, it narrows it down to 5 or 6 that fit their budget. All right. I do that because if I don't do that, okay, it's going to be overwhelming to the customer. All right. There is a science to this. Think of it in a funnel. If you pour everything in the top of a funnel, the funnel goes smaller at the bottom, right? That's the way this car deal is supposed to be. We're supposed to put all the cars, the 185 cars up top, and we're supposed to narrow the selection down to where there's just a couple that fits this customer's budget and lifestyle. And that is how I narrow it down. Okay? Use the computer as your friend. Narrow down the selections. All right, number 3, explain to them how you price cars. This is important. Listen to this. Listen to this, guys. All right? Before I go show any cars, I explain to them how our company prices their cars. I say this every time, okay? I say, guys, I said it again, guys. I say, guys, the way that this dealership does things is a little different. We have found out over time that people do not like to negotiate. Would you agree? They all say yes. In fact, they say it's the number one thing they hate when they go to a car dealership. Would you agree? They say yes. I say, good. So we took that out of it. We have market-based pricing here. Every day the car goes out into our local area of 200-mile radius, finds the lowest prices out there, and prices it accordingly. With that, you know you're going to get the best price in this area on this car. That alleviates you from worrying if you got a good deal. And secondly, we don't have to have the back and forth, the adversarial role. You don't like it. I don't like it. Do you agree? They say yes. I say good. I wanted to make sure I told you that before we went and looked at cars. Now, if you agree to all that, let's go out and look at these cars. Boom. That's what I say. Okay, why do I say that? Why do I want to say that? The last thing I want to do is go out and pick out the perfect car, and I never address how we price cars, and we come back in, we sit down at my desk, and they think they can do the old typical ask for $3,000 or $4,000 off the car. I don't have it. So I don't want to get myself in a trick bag, paint myself in a corner where I could have had a car deal if I'd addressed it up front. I now am stuck because I have no room. So I always address the price concern right up front before we look at cars. So then I can say at the end, guys, before we even looked at this car, I told you I don't have this room. We priced it accordingly for your benefit. You even agreed to me that was a smart decision. Guys, I don't have a lot of room in this. Let's go ahead. We found the perfect car for you. You know you got a good price. You like us. You like the dealership. Let's just go ahead and wrap this up. Do you understand what I'm doing here? I'm setting in their mindset that the price is the price. Now just love the car. Because if you don't, the customer's out there worrying about the price instead of the car. All right? So explain to them how you price your cars out. All right? It helps. I'm telling you what, 90% of the time, I'm telling you 90% of the time, I don't even negotiate used cars. I don't. And if somebody does, I just get that stickler every once in a while. I'm going to give them 100 or 2 off. That's all I can do. And that's what I tell them. But I'm telling you what, it really will help your closing percentage. Number 4, find a few choices just in case. Why do you want to do that? Well, if they only came in on one and you only offer one because you think the one that you pick is the perfect one for them, the problem with that is, what if you get out to the car and they don't like the color, the smell inside, maybe it smells like smoke, maybe it's got some dings, maybe who knows, all right? But they don't like it. Where are you going now? What are you going to do now? Now you got to bring them back inside and try more? No. I narrow it down to about four cars, okay? I grab the keys to all 4, and when I hit the lot, okay, I'm going to have 4 different options, at least, maybe 5, all right? I don't want more than that, because that's confusion. But I like to narrow it down, because if they don't like my first option and I don't have a second option, I'm in trouble, okay? Now I'm doggy paddling. Now I'm struggling. Now I'm looking for a life preserver. You get what I mean? So I like to have a few options, just in case they don't like my first or my second choice, all right? So keep that in mind. Have a few choices, not too many, but a few. All right, next one. When you find these cars, when you get out to them, pull them out and spotlight them. Got to get them out. Don't leave them in the lineup. Okay, the doors won't open properly. It's not enough room. They can't see the lines of the car. They can't do an accurate walk around to see if there's anything, imperfections in the car. You're going to make the car look better if you spotlight it. Pull it out, spotlight that car. All right, I'm telling you, it's really, really going to work. All right, so let me go back through the top 5 here real quick, just for the new people that come. How do I get better closing percentages? How do I sell more used cars? Is there a different way to do it? I believe there is. Number 1, find their needs inside by asking the right questions. We got to narrow down the selection. You have too many used cars. See, in new cars, there's only 11 models that I have. Okay, you might have more, you might have less, but what I'm saying is, I know all 11 of my models. In a used car, I might have 185, I might have 200, I might have 400, I might have 500 used cars on the lot. I want to narrow down the selection for them so it's not overwhelming. Too much information is confusing to the customer, just like too little. Number 2, use your computer as your friend. Narrow down the selection while asking. You just ask all the right questions, right? You just got all that information from them. Now put it in your computer and narrow it down. You don't want to take them out to look at 500 cars. You want to take them out to look at 4 or 5, okay? So use the computer as your friend. Number 3, explain to the customer how you price used cars, all right? I do it every time before I go look at a car. We ain't going to go look at a car until I've told you, we've had that conversation. The guys, we're a market price store. We price our cars to sell, okay? You hate negotiating, right? And they say yes. Well, we've taken that out of play. I'm telling you, it works, guys, and it's smart. Because you don't want to go land on a car and the customer thinks they got $3,000 off the car. You go in and price the car out and boom, you're in trouble. You found the perfect car, but you can't come to terms because you don't have room. Talk to them about it before you ever take them out to the car. I'm telling you, it's gold. Number 4, find a few choices just in case. All right? You don't want to isolate just one car. If you do, you're going to get yourself in a trick bag because they're going to go out, and if they don't like that car, you're screwed. What are you going to do then? Then you got to go redo everything, and the customer's going to start looking at their watch, and they're just going to want to go. All right? So have a few choices. Get the keys in your hand, take it out, and I'm telling you, the next thing is you have to spotlight these cars. Pull them out of the lineup. All right? We have to pull them out of the lineup so they look attractive, so they can see the lines, so they can open all the doors and get in. All right? If you got them in the lineup, it's not going to separate itself in the customer's mind, okay? Next, and this is a new one. We got to do a full demo. I know you don't want to do it. I know you don't want to do it on a used car. You think used cars, I don't have to do a demo like I do on a new car. Yes, you do. You want to set yourself out from the competition? Do a demo on a used car. I'm telling you. Isolate that car, go around, show the fine points of the cars, the features on the car. Here's why you want to do that. Not only are you building value in the car, but secondly, you're building value in yourself. No other used car guy is going to do that out there. He's not. They do it on new cars, but they don't do it very often on used cars, and you're going to separate yourself. I'm telling you, if you do a used car demo and you do it well, you don't have to do the thorough one, but the fine points, the airbags, the safety features, the the features in the car, the breakaway mounts in the front engine. I'm telling you, these things are vital because you separate yourself from all the other salesmen that they're going to go see or have seen. All right, so do a full demo. You're building value too, man. Right? All right, next, test drive is key on used cars. Test drive is key. All right, some people don't want to test drive cars. Okay, I don't care. I tell them this on a used car, guys. You have to drive this car. I will not sell you this car unless you drive it. A used car is different than new. I want everybody to drive a new car too, but a used car is specific. What if you get this car out there, okay, and it starts knocking, or it's not that it will, but what if it does? All right, we have to drive used cars, and most people will on used cars. But I'm telling you, you get them behind the wheel. It's very, very important, and go with them on the test drive. Sit in the back seat, chat them up, build some rapport. This is the time we're building rapport. All right, number 8. After you test drive, okay, you get back and you're like, okay, what do I do now? What is my way to get them inside? Well, we don't want to get them inside and say, let me see what I can do with pricing. I already told them at the front, the pricing is the pricing, right? So how do I get them inside? How do I make them want to get inside? People are apprehensive on this, right? I say, guys, this is a great car. I think it fits your needs, but I want to do something really important for you. I think we should pull a Carfax, right? Where's this car been? Who owned it before? How much service work did they do? Has it been wrecked before? Is it a one owner, right? Do you agree? They say yes every time because I'm not scaring them with pricing. I'm bringing them inside for the Carfax, right? That's not pushy. That's not making them feel uncomfortable. I'm getting them a Carfax, right? So they get back inside. They're sitting inside. They're air conditioned. I have now more time to chat them up, build rapport, okay? Joke with them. Okay, while I'm pulling the Carfax. I'm telling you, this has worked for me way better than let's go inside and talk numbers. Okay, people don't like to talk numbers. They like to go inside and get Carfaxes. All right, just a little tip for you. Last one. We pulled the Carfax. We found the perfect car. We did the demo. We narrowed down their selection. We did a great job, right? Ask for the freaking business. Boom. Ask for the business, guys. This is where a lot of salesmen, they take all that. They spend all that time with them. They walk them all the way down the sales cycle and they forget to ask for the business, or they're scared to ask for the business. Look, man, you're a freaking salesman. You are a salesman. Your job is to ask for the business. You did all the rest great, but you're not a presenter. That's not your title. Your title is not to go out there and find the perfect car and demo the perfect car and drive the perfect car and present the perfect car. It is to sell the perfect car, right? So we solved their problems. Let's ask for the business. You deserve it. Okay, you deserve it. That customer deserves it. Okay, you built enough value. You did the right things. You did the work. Now reap the benefits. Ask for the customer to give you the business. And if they say they're not ready right now, then you go into overcoming objections, which is another video all in itself. But I hope this helped you today, guys. Understand that used cars and new cars are different. They have a different approach. Even though they're very similar in our approach, in our process, you have to understand there's a difference in mentality. And you have to attack it. And these 9 things, I guarantee you, if you came in at the end, go back and watch this. Because I'm telling you, if you implement these today, on Saturday, on your first used car customer, if you don't sell a car, okay? Well, I'm not going to do anything for you, but if you don't sell a car, I'll be sad for you. But I promise you, you're going to have a better percentage of close if you try this. Shawn Hayes here, your car guy, Hyundai of St. Augustine. I make car buying easy.